So this video is about whether your employer will have to contribute to the cost of access to work and what your grant might be. So the answer to this question depends on the size of your employer. It also depends on what you're applying for, and it depends on when you're applying. So the simple answer is that for most people, probably not. So if you have an employer that has less than 50 employees, so up to 49 employees, then your employer will not have to contribute anything to the cost of your application. So that's done. Then, if your employer has 50 or more employees, then they might have to contribute a contribution, which I'll get to on the next slide. But they definitely won't have to contribute if you are applying within 6 weeks of starting at that employer. So if it's a new job somewhere, then they won't have to contribute. And they don't ever have to contribute anything towards support worker costs. So that would include things like coaching, like workplace training. The cost of that is always covered completely by Access to Work. So it would only be a portion of the equipment and software costs. So if you work for a larger organization, if that your employer has between 50 and 249 employees, then they would have to contribute up to at most £2,000 towards the cost. Now that would be if you were awarded £10,000 worth of equipment and software, which in my experience, most people don't need that much. I think my own award for Access to Work as an employee, the total equipment and software cost for 3 years came to about £6,000, and I was awarded quite a lot of things as a charity CEO. Most people don't need that much, so it would be actually much less than that. If your employer has 250 or more employees, then they might have to pay up to £3,000. Again, that would only be if you use the maximum or more than £10,000 worth of equipment and software. And they definitely would not have to pay for the cost of coaching or workplace training or a support worker like a virtual assistant. I hope that helps, and see you in the next video.